This is Kimberly Blazer reading I Was Built by Inherited Hungers. This is not a poem that names them. 1. As a body politic, we take up space in their ledgers. Yes, my relatives are the salvage bodies of history. We have ways they do not approve of, how we feed ourselves, for one. I have been taught where to find the winter cache of squirrels and how to walk away. As we walk, my brother quiets me. You cannot tell stories until you visit the places where they make their homes. Father said the garden song calls the pollinators, and we must sing in tune. Ni Mama said, leave some for the spirits and the little people. And what she meant was, we are small in the green, frayed body of belonging. We learn from Makwa, from Mahingen, sometimes even from Nunabaju. By this I mean, not everything tattered is ruined. 2. They believe I was built of equations for gain. This poem is not an anthem. We still follow pictospirits, animal tracks, and seed paths. Not all of our tools have price tags. Not all of our safeguards are weapons. You will not find wild game in our lexicon. Ask yourself, are we the meat they covet? About this poem. As an Indigenous woman, my writing arises amid legacies of colonization and ongoing efforts to survive the harm caused by attempts to collect Native culture before its supposed inevitable disappearance. So the poem begins with this idea of salvage bodies, the what is left, but moves on to celebrate practices and teachings Indigenous peoples retain as an other reasonable and admirable way to live. It insinuates that these alternative ways of being may be preferable to the ravages of capitalism. Despite this implied commentary, the poem proceeds largely by story, by retelling small moments from my past, because of course the everyday moments carry the important devotions of our families and communities.
In this show, I want to stop for a moment and share with you just some of the things for which I'm thankful. But most of all, I'm thankful to you guys for joining me in this journey for hundreds of shows. Let's just keep going.
For over 3 decades, the Swing Auditorium in San Bernardino was home to most of the top rock and soul concerts staged in the Inland Empire. The caliber of groups and individuals appearing in the venue was so high that more than 45 of these artists ended up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But how did the Swing Auditorium come to be? On March 10, 1949, the Swing Auditorium was dedicated to Ralph E. Swing. The ceremony took place during opening day of the 1949 National Orange Show. Swing was one of the founders of the National Orange Show, serving as manager and later board president. He was also a member of the California State Senate for 28 years. An ice skating rink was installed in 1950. Ice shows minor league ice hockey, and even public ice skating sessions took place on the swing rink. During its 32 years of operation, the auditorium was also home to beauty pageants, roller games, the Harlem Globetrotters, high school graduations, and, of course, music concerts. The most notable pre-1960s swing event was a benefit for the San Bernardino Community Hospital, held on November 15, 1958. It was staged by entertainer Sammy Davis Jr., who was thanking the hospital for treating him after a 1954 San Bernardino auto accident where he lost his left eye. The heyday of the Swing Auditorium as a concert venue began in the 1960s. Early in the decade, surf rock legend Dick Dale headlined 2 concerts. The most acclaimed series of concerts at the Swing Auditorium were probably the 4 played by the Rolling Stones. Their June 1964 appearance was their first concert in the U.S. They returned in October 64, May 65, and July 66. By the mid-1960s, the swing became a regular stop for touring bands. Both the British band Cream and Jimi Hendrix played the venue twice. R&B greats Ray Charles and James Brown both made appearances at the swing. In fact, James Brown must have enjoyed the venue because he played it 3 times in 1967, in February, July, and December. And for good measure, he returned in August of 1968. In the late 1960s, the San Francisco bands were regulars. Jefferson Airplane appeared 3 times, in 1967, 68, and 69. Quicksilver Messenger Service made multiple appearances also. Janis Joplin made 2 appearances, once with Big Brother and the Holding Company, and once as a solo act. Country Joe and the Fish played the swing twice, and the Grateful Dead 3 times, in 1969, 77, and 80. In August 69, Led Zeppelin and Jethro Tull were double billed. Led Zeppelin returned in June 72 for an encore performance. In November 69, the Moody Blues made their first and only appearance in the IE. January 70 saw an appearance by the Rascals. The opening act was IE band Cock Robin. In May 70, Joe Cocker and the Mad Dogs and Englishmen group played the final date of their U.S. tour at the Swing. Leon Russell was the leader of Joe Cocker's band. In August 70, the triple bill of Procol Harum, Leon Russell, and Bloodwind Pig appeared. Russell made his 3rd 1970 Swing Auditorium appearance in November, headlining over Elton John and Sweat Hog. November 71 saw Eric Clapton's new group, Derek and the Dominos, perform. In March 72, Black Sabbath headlined over Wild Turkey and Yes. In November 72, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, made his first appearance at the Swing. He would return in May 74. In May 73, the Alice Cooper Group brought their spectacular stage show to the Swing. In August 76, Fleetwood Mac played the Swing. They were touring in support of their first release with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. From the late 70s on, the Swing continued to book mid to high-level touring acts. But then fate intervened on September 11, 1981. On that day, a small private plane crashed into the Swing Auditorium, blowing a hole in the building and causing extensive damage to the interior. The 2 men aboard died instantly. The Swing Auditorium was not insured for such an occurrence. An attempt to sue the estate of the plane owner was not successful, so in March 82, the Swing was demolished. As a postscript to the Swing story, it was reported that representatives of the Rolling Stones inquired if the building had an October open date for the band to play during their fall 81 U.S. tour. It was to be a sentimental gig for the band. But it was not meant to be because by then the Swing Auditorium was unavailable.
in the middle of the night again. Still water and the birds don't sing. Cold gin in the back room oven, medicating for the trouble that's coming. Walls rattle like a diesel freighter, blood races like a wave. This house wasn't meant for strangers, but you come knocking anyway. And I can hear you knocking on my door. I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on my door, knocking on the door, the house of mercy. Don't try and change my mind, that knock gets louder all the time. Don't try and wear me down, you'll never get inside this house. Underneath that shirt you're wearing, strained muscles and a heart of stone. Double crossing like a wild chameleon, you make me wanna be alone. And I can hear you knocking on my door, and I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on my door, knocking on the door, the house of mercy. Don't try and change my mind, that knock gets louder all the time. Don't try and wear me down, they never get inside this house. I can hear you knocking on my door, I won't leave it open for you anymore. I can hear you knocking on my door, knocking on the door, the house of mercy.
In the next iteration of this, I mean, there's a lot of songs, like the original Whole Lot of Trouble. It was recorded in 1987. Me and John, Bob Venom and Lisa from Bell Race.
We're in a
In a flexi space.
in a flexi space, yeah.
And Maria was recording us on a Fostix 4-track. That's on this album. So that's me and John. And the next album, so this is these demos for this year, but next year we'll put the original, another song about the rain, with a beat doctor thing on it.
We'll make it work somehow. We'll pull Hans in. Hans will
Yes, you will.
Hans will
Yeah,
straighten
we'll
that
make
shit
it
out.
Hans make it right.
He'll do it.
So this is a golden oldie, and I was so happy, John saying, we got this band we're gonna do, and we're gonna be called Cracker. I go, Cracker? Because like the band, they were called the Crackers. Yeah, but that was
That's the original name of the band, the Crackers.
Yeah, the Crackers. And then
That was part of it, yeah.
So I go, well, and he said, well, it's a little bit like Frank Zappa. Really? So I was at like Whitefront or something, and I'm going through the things, and there's John, and here's David, and I flip that song over, another song about the rain song. It's all right.
Yeah. Chris had just gotten his toolkit out and made it into a beautiful thing, and I played it for Don Smith, who has the late Don Smith, who has produced the Stones. He has worked with Tom Petty, the Heartbreaker. I walked in and showed him a little rough demo of that. He went, "Oh, that's going on." It was the very last thing we did. He said, "No, we're going to do that." I said, "But I'm not a singer." At that time, I wasn't a singer. I'd sing back up to Chris and the Dangers, but I wasn't really.
Step back, John Hickman.
Since then, I'm getting a little.
Yeah, he gained a little nerve over time. But that's true. That is true.
They put a mic in front of me, and I was terrified. I'm not a singer, but I'm not a singer. You are now.
Wow.
And that's how it.
This is all news to me. This is so good. Isn't that great?
It kind of changed my life a little bit. Like David Lowery writing the songs. I wrote a song, but that California country boy that you guys. He finally paid me back for Mr. Wrong.
Yeah.
I wrote Mr. Wrong. It was one of the first songs I brought to the Cracker Table, and he really liked it. He liked it so much. He said, "Can I sing it?" David Lowery of Camper Band Beethoven, recently broken up. Yeah. Take it away. Yeah. Anyways, long story longer. This is one of
I'm glad we're talking about this stuff. We need to get together. What's the song again? Oh, another song about the rain.
The wind of fate has brought us loose. The light of mercy hurts my eyes. Is it worth the things you lose? To board the train and watch the skies. I sing myself to sleep at night. I sing myself to sleep. With another song about the rain. It's coming down, it burns through me. Another song about the rain. Got a line straight from my heart. Was a time it ran to you. Another place when we were smart. Before the flood, time was through. I sing myself to sleep at night. I sing myself to sleep. Sorry now I never made you see. Sorry now sounds so far away. Will our child cry for me when he feels this dragon's flame? The highway flares make red the streets. My fingers spin the dial again. Every station's on me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And a song
song might be familiar with, I'm not sure.